Today I am here to do an unboxing with you guys. This is a wig from Amazon from the company Kome. I've reviewed a few of their pieces in the past. They are a more budget-friendly line. This, however, is a more premium piece of theirs. So we're gonna unbox it together. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. And Kome from Amazon sent me this wig so I could show all of you. I just pulled her out of the box. I have not put this one on my head yet. She was packed very, very well. The lace was protected well. I started to film the unboxing and then I was having trouble getting it out of the packaging, so I just decided to scrap that because I don't want to waste your time on the unboxing segment. So Kome actually has a number of different wigs on Amazon. Some of them are under the brand name Kome, which this one is, but some of them aren't. And so I don't exactly know how that works with them, but if I have an opportunity to show any other wigs from them, I absolutely will. But let's take a look at this gray beauty. Now, this piece retails for just over $40. I think it was like $42.99 or something like that. So we have got a lace front and what's called a T part. So it's very, very, very skinny parting space. So there's not going to be any flexibility on this. The part is what it is. It did come in a number of other colors. I can't quite remember, but I want to say 5 or 6, maybe 7 other colors. So not a ton of colors, but it definitely has a few. So let me throw this on. So we do have hook adjusters, by the way, which is kind of more of a premium feature, I would say, for an Amazon wig, but let's throw her on right now. So this doesn't have any ear tabs. Alrighty, now remember, this is fresh out of the box. Oh, so this has a very deep, so oftentimes on these T-part wigs, you have got a super deep part. I mean, the part is basically a curve and it's all right there. Because this does not have any ear tabs, you could shift this a little bit if you didn't want such a deep part. It kind of depends on what you want to do with the lace, you know, how you're going to style it. Let me just get my hands under this here. See how I shifted that a little bit so it wasn't so far? That is absolutely one of the benefits of a wig with no ear tabs, is you do have some flexibility even on a T-part wig to adjust that parting space. The fibers feel great. They really do feel a lot like one of the major name brand synthetic wigs. A little bit on the drier side. They're not like the most silky, but they feel really natural. And to be honest with you, they feel like I imagine a full head of gray hair would feel. So I think they're really realistic. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. It's actually really cute. There's that lace front. Just trying to make sure it's in the right spot. That's not bad. It's really not bad. So if you wanted to pull this up off of your face, maybe wear it in a ponytail, you would hopefully have some hair to blend on the sides, or you could glue this lace down so that it would mimic a hairline, but you absolutely could pull it up. Yeah, so that's, the lace goes well beyond the ears. Sometimes this is called a lace frontal. I actually have a video showing how I like to cut back lace frontals because I don't want to have to glue the lace down. If you have hair over here to blend, that is perfect because you can cut it all back, pull out your own bio hair, and you can blend it with the wig. I recently buzzed all of this bit of my bio hair off so I could make a video, but I'm growing it back out because I miss it. And that's totally what I do with my wigs, and it works great, and it makes lace frontals like this glueless. But if you're not going to cut all of that off, then you're going to want to make sure, because it's going to lift a little, so you're going to cut some of that and then you're going to glue it down. I'll make sure that video is linked below. All right, I ran up into my bathroom so I could take a look at this one. I think they did a phenomenal job. I couldn't really see it as well in my phone, and so I went and looked in the mirror. I'm actually really impressed. I think it looks super natural. I really do. Now, if someone got up super close to that part, it isn't the most natural parting space I've ever seen, but from an appropriate distance, even just like a one-on-one conversation, nobody's gonna stare at your part line like that. So I don't think anybody's gonna notice. I did tuck the lace underneath so that you could kind of see it without that lace sitting on my forehead. But honestly, the lace is really transparent, and I just think it looks so incredibly natural. I think they did a really great job. I hope the other colors look as good as this one looks. I obviously can't speak to it, but I'm really impressed. Now, if you want to cut a bang into this one, I think you can, but I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because of this part. So I think if you took heat to it to try to get it to lay down, you might be able to pull it off. But the problem is, the way that they have this is it doesn't really want to lay flat, and there is a fair amount of a cowlick right here, which actually keeps it off of your face. But I believe these are heat-friendly fibers. Usually they are. It might say on the listing on Amazon. So you could take a hot comb to it to see if you could work with it. Otherwise, you could use a clothing steamer, which is appropriate to use on both heat-friendly synthetic and regular synthetic. But I just want to caution you, I don't know how well it would work to cut a bang into this one, just because of how they've constructed the lace and the parting space. Let's talk about fit. This wig is running what I would consider to be more true to average from a major name brand standpoint. I am getting extra cap. It's pretty loose on my head right now. I had a wig grip on to start, but taking the wig grip off, I really wouldn't feel comfortable wearing this without a wig grip, but it's not huge on me. And because it doesn't have ear tabs, I think it's gonna be flexible for a lot of head measurements, because those ear tabs aren't gonna get in the way of anything. I can pull the cap over the top of my ear. But keep in mind, I have a very petite, average petite, I should say, head measurements. So I have a 21¼ circumference. I do not have this cinched in, and I would need to, quite a bit. It's really loose around my circumference. It felt really good with a wig grip on. I almost think I would just leave it when I wear a wig grip with it. I think it would be, I'm just trying to get these adjusters cinched in a little bit. I think it would give it a lot of security. But it's definitely really loose on my head. I always have trouble with these hook adjusters when I'm trying to do it fast. Can anybody else relate to fingers that don't work so well as we get older? Let's see. I have just over 12 inches ear to ear and 12½ inches front to nape. And like I said, yeah, that's good. I cinched it in almost all the way. And now it feels secure. So gosh, just 22 inches, maybe up to 22½. It has a lot of stretch. That's hard to say though. I definitely think you can be a lot bigger than me over the top of your head. I have a lot of extra room in the cap up here. So as I'm thinking about like the major name brands, and when I say that, I'm referring to like Raquel Welch, Jon Renau, Renee of Paris, Estetica, Ellen Villa, you know, all the major name brands. I would say this is running pretty similar to maybe even Estetica. I do think it's running a little bit bigger than Renee of Paris and Jon Renau, but not a ton. So I think there's gonna be some flexibility on head sizes with this one. Overall, for 42 bucks, I mean, I'd pay $75 for this wig. I'd pay maybe even $100 for this wig. I think it is really realistic. If you are okay with a fixed part that is so narrow, I think they made it look pretty realistic. I really do. I just think they did a phenomenal job. I can't speak to any of the other colors. I don't know how dark the knotting would be on a darker color, or if they've got rooted colors. I mean, none of that I have experience with. If you have Amazon Prime though, you can try it with no risk. And I always say, especially if you're going to wear higher end, more expensive pieces, I always say, get yourself a few budget-friendly wigs. Number one, you can use them to practice. So if you wanted to try to cut in more face framing layers, I mean, they did a really good natural job of this haircut, but you can certainly do that. If you wanted to try to add curl to a wig, you know, there's so many things. You could wear this to a place where you're worried about damaging your more expensive wigs, and this will give you some peace of mind. So I really think they did a phenomenal job, and I do think a lot of women are going to love this. Let me know if you have questions, though, and I'd like to thank Kome once again for giving me the opportunity to show one of their pieces. See you guys soon.
Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.